Hey, it's Ms.Moni Heart with another video. And right now, okay, it's Ms.Moni Heart. So, right now, we're going to talk about something really, this video is going to be something really big. But before we get into the video, the reason I got up and said, let me make this video right now because I was just being so discouraged after watching and investigating this case. I just was so drained. So when I got the gift, I was like, no, let me get up and get ready and go do this video. So right now, I have a gift of an entire pan of edibles. And it's different cereals that the person used. So we're going to be eating some of this. Wow. Well, I'm going to be eating some and letting you know how it is. So the first one is the Rice Krispie treat. Uh, no, no, not Rice Krispies. These are the cinnamon toast. You can see how it's all gooey, and you can see it. Do you see? Oh my goodness. Mmm. Mmm. So, mm. No, that's good. That is so good. He told me, he said, I'm going to send you a half a pan. And he really sent me a whole entire pan. That was just, oh my goodness, the best gift ever. So, right now, the following video is not legal advice. Do not rely on the information in this presentation without speaking to a licensed attorney. This video right here is Ms.Moni Hart's opinion. Okay. So this case right here is it was really tragic. So when I first saw the case, the thumbnail was it said they made a dungeon. A dungeon. I wanted to go see this. So when I tell y'all about this dungeon, wow. I mean, it's crazy. So this is the Jayme Kushman's case. Jayme Kushman, Jayme Cena, and Laura Melancon. Okay, so Jayme Kushman is a lesbian, and she is the more masculine male one. Okay, so she's 37 years old, and she had adopted her sister's children, or she had guardianship over her sister's children from birth. So that is RK and CK. And when she was living in Texas, she met someone. Someone called her and said that they were going to jail. Could she come and get their son and take care of their son until they got out? That was in Texas, and that is AB. I'm going to only refer to the children as their initials. So Jayme Kushman, she had adopted her sister's two kids, RK and CK, and it wasn't even any custody or anything. She just went and picked up someone's kid, and she moved to another state and that had this kid, which is AB. Okay, so Kushman, she was married to Laura McCullen. Okay, that's the ex-wife. They were married, and Laura is 41 years old. So her and Laura were together, and they were chaining the kids and beating the kids with wooden paddles that they were making. and all these different other craziness. So they got divorced. When they got divorced, Jayme Kushman got with Jayme Cena. Jayme Cena, she had two kids, a girl and a boy. One is AS and one is LS. Okay. And Jayme Cena is 29 years old. Okay. Then they also had another child that was no relation to anybody in there, and she was 16. And she is GM. So they had a lot of people living on this compound. This is in Arizona. I mean, I said Arizona. I apologize about Arizona. Okay, so this is in Texaco, New Mexico. Texaco, New Mexico. And it was on Cary County Road. That's where their house was. The whole all the land, because it was different buildings, different RVs, different houses, different they had storage units, all that back there, everywhere. It was terrible. The compound was terrible. So through the years, it was always witnesses that were, they would come over to the compound. But Miss Kushman, Jayme Kushman, she had a lot of weapons. She was always walking around with a weapon. She would shoot. One of the kids even said that she shot at him on a trampoline, and said, "I could shoot you in your ankle and you'll be okay." So, okay. So they kept getting calls from the CYFD, is the New Mexico Children, Youth, and Families Department. They kept a lot of people, which I can say, which was Jamie McDaniel was a victim and also a witness who was calling. She said she called, so Jayme said she called so many times that at first she was calling anonymously. She just was like, "I'm calling again. Can you stop sending the people from the county and send someone bigger there, because they're pushing this under the rug. These kids are being chained. They're not being fed. It's so many things going on." Then Mr. Matthew, he was a witness. He said he called and reported to CPS since 2014. They started doing, the police started doing evil things to him, and even they did a stay away order against him because the local authorities was helping out. Come to find out, Mr. Doug Bowman was a city cop. And the city cop, well, he was a sheriff of this city. And Mr. Doug Bowman was, what they were saying, they were alleging that he would call them every time that CPS was called and CPS was on their way to the house. So by the time CPS would get there, they had cleaned up, took the chains down, or however they did whatever they did. So every time that they would come, all the information would be unfounded. So one day, finally, this girl escaped. Well, she gets put out. She's so angry. She leaves there. She goes to, New Mexico State Police. Now, when she went to the state police and she told them about the chains and everything, you got to go in there with the police because she has a lot of guns and she's a very angry person. She's evil. She assaults people. She beats the kids with these big old thick sticks that she makes. She names them all. Like, what have I seen? Oh my goodness, it was so crazy. When they pulled it out, it said bottoms up on there. She was doing so many crazy things to these children. Then it was Alicia Brand, former partner. She used to be in a relationship with Jayme Kushman. She became a witness. She was calling so much because she wanted, that's how we found out who AB was because of Alicia Brand. Alicia Brand said the state of Texas just lost this kid. They don't know where the kid is. They just gave her this kid and She was doing so many evil things to to all the kids, but she was chaining them at their ankles and they could not get out. They were stuck in rooms. One video they had, because they also had a camera that was set up in the room so that they could watch later on their cell phones and send messages back and forth through, well, Jayme Kushman and Jayme Cena was sending messages back and forth about, and pictures of the different incidents that were happening that they were catching on the video camera. Now the video camera, okay, so with the video camera SIM card, they had 1,400 videos in 3-minute increments, ranging from July the 2nd, 2022 to July the 11th, 2022. 18 videos of AB chained by his left ankle, and the chain was so tight around the ankle that you knew that he could not get out. He was not able to leave the room. He was using the restroom on the bed, like right before, and you can see on the video that right before the social services came, they had put cover sheets and stuff on all the beds, start cleaning up. But they got a surprise visit because they didn't tell Sheriff Bowman, and they went and surprised and found the house terrible. Terrible. So when they found the house, they immediately, social service said, no, we need to call the city police. They got, I said the city police, the state police. The state police went, they got a search warrant. They had a search warrant for their cell phones and for the entire property, because the kids said that it was a dungeon on the property, which was a shed that was in the backyard of behind the main house of the property. And it had an air condition on there. You know, I just said that it's New Mexico, so you know it's really, really hot. So they have to have air conditions on all these different in all these different buildings. So this was a real, like, torn, messed up shed, but it was an air conditioner on there. When they broke the locks off of, because they had locks on all these different sheds and stuff. When they broke the locks off, it was like a sheet up. They pulled the sheet back, and the police officer said, oh my, it's a bed in here. Oh my goodness, this is a dungeon. A grown man police officer. You could see the fear and terror in his eyes. When the other police officer was able to get the camera into the dungeon, the shed, you could see a bed in there. It was cats in there. I mean, oh my goodness. Now, it was cats in there, and this room was locked with a padlock on it. But it was cats in there and just different. It was everything. Oh my goodness. It was terrible. Okay, so it was also another couple that lived on the property, on the compound too. That was Andy and Rob. And their baby had been taken away off the property a few weeks before this incident. And the reason, well, their baby was taken, they went to court. Miss Kushman hit the social worker, but it wasn't her baby involved, so she was a. But I didn't understand why they didn't arrest her for that. But she also has a really good friendship with Sheriff Bowman, because after, okay, so they were also blending food. So CK was 14 years old. They were also blending up her food, and she had to drink her meals. So just imagine whatever you're cooking for dinner, they blended up for a 14-year-old to drink it instead of just giving her a plate with a cheeseburger on there. They're putting the cheeseburger in the blender. And then when they found out that everything was good with it, which she didn't like the texture of it, but it wasn't disgusting. Then she took it up another notch, Miss Kushman, and started adding like tuna to it and different other weird stuff so it wouldn't be something edible, something good, but she would still drink them. And they also had pictures in the kitchen of cups where you could see that chunky stuff, the foods that they had blended up. The beets with the wood paddles, and they beat them also with the chains. There were videos where, okay, so the camera was pointing at AB's bed. They had bunk beds in all the rooms, the metal bunk beds. So the camera was pointed at AB's bed, but they could also, during those days, you could also hear children who were being beaten, screaming and crying, and all the anger that was in there. Like, they said she looked like a demon, the devil, when she was on those videos. So, mm, I told y'all she had a lot of guns. It was guns in the living room, up on the wall. She had a lot of weapons. A lot of weapons. Okay. So when Jayme seen her, when she was in the interrogation, when the police, I told y'all, they took their phones and they was looking at the property, getting all the evidence from the property. They said we taking the kids. So they asked Jayme Cena to come down because they had more questions that they needed to ask her. She came in, she was sitting there and she's talking to them and she's lying, kept lying about a lot of stuff. They're asking her real, questions about like everything that the kids told. And then the videos that they seen, they asking her questions and she's lying. So then they would turn their computer around and show her another video, be like, so what was this right here? And then she was like, oh, that wasn't the way it was. So then she finally just said, hold on. Goes in her back pocket, pulls out her cell phone and hangs up and said, she was on the phone. She made me call her so she could listen. He said, are you tampering with evidence? Oh, you know that you're going to jail. Why are you trying to stop this? If she's the devil, why would you help her? It was so, this case was so crazy. And when it came down to the paddles, she set up and thought about these different things. And she made little designs and everything and little different words and slogans that she put on all these different paddles. Another thing, they had a video where, no, they had pictures. I believe those were still pictures in the phones where they put, the bathroom was terrible. They didn't have running water. The toilets with the sewage was backed all the way up. So then they used porta potties inside the house, and those were filled up with, oh my goodness, it was terrible. It was terrible. And then mind you, it's dogs and cats everywhere. Oh my goodness. In the bathroom, the tub was terrible. The floors was terrible. That house was terrible. So, they had put, Jayme Kushman put spaghetti in the dirty tub and had the kids in there naked, eating it with their hands, naked. And she took pictures of this and sent them and had these pictures in her phone and also sent them to Jayme Cena. Okay, so out of all those evil things that I didn't even come close to the terror over 10 years that just rained on them babies. It was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's so sad. Kushman, she took a plea bargain and got 15 years. The judge did give her some choice words, but I don't think it was good enough, but she only got 15 years. Jayme Cena, she got 6 years and she said no contest. No contest to 6 years. Laura, she got the same charges as Cena, but her 6 years is still pending, but she can get 6 years like Cena. And I just want to say, oh, after they took the kids to the fall, so the kids were in a foster home. The foster home that they were in, the foster parents, they had a dog, a small dog. The dog was sitting on their porch. Sheriff Bowman came to these people's house, walked up on their porch, and shot and killed their dog on their Ring camera. Took their dog and threw him in his car and drove off. Do you know that these people still let this man be a police officer after he helped with this heinous, heinous crime? They let him stay being the police. And that's where I come off when I say, it's just so sad. That's where I get off when I say police are messed up. This is why. They came and helped those kids, but they didn't complete the justice because they were supposed, everybody who commits a crime, I don't care if they wear a uniform or not, was supposed to be arrested. And Sheriff Bowman should have been arrested. Sheriff Bowman should be in jail like these women. He should be in jail. And then for him killing that dog, he should really be in jail. And I feel like that was not only, I thought that him killing a dog, going to the foster parents' house where these kids are living and shooting and killing a dog on the right there. What is that? I was thinking that was like witness tampering. Why would he go there and do that unless he was trying to traumatize these children even more? And since he's not in prison, I feel like I was, applauding the police, the state police and everything, but they didn't handle this completely. And they need to get him. He needs to be gotten. He needs to be in prison. And I really, really feel that way. But, whoo, we're going to eat a little piece of, I guess, the Fruity Pebbles. Let me break the Fruity Pebbles. Y'all have to see this, though. I have to show the Fruity Pebbles. Okay. So, I'm going to pick this up and show y'all how gooey. Look at that gooey. Mmm. Mmm. No, this is good. This edible. I wanted to add this to it because this was a really, really touchy subject. But I knew I had to do this. And this is for RK, CK, AB, GM, AS, LS, Jayme McDaniels. She talked about the things that Jayme Kushman did to her and the beatings that she gave her. And the different other things like making her eat her own vomit. One of the kids, she pushed his head in his own vomit. He threw up. So I just wanted to bring some light. I mean, just have a little bit of an edible because it's so, so, so sad. But I am praying for all of them, sending love and hugs to all of those children and everybody involved in this, sending prayers. And oh, wow, wow, wow. Thank you all for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, share, and comment. This is Ms.Moni Hart with another video, Her Opinion. Thank you.